So, I hope you can hear me. It looks like the microphone is working. Let's mute that stream. I was checking to make sure that the sound was working, and it just meant that I just heard myself talking over my own stream, but at least it's hopefully over. Anyways, let's get going here. We'll go ahead and open PFM, or the pack file manager. Let's see, there it is, yeah. Right, so I was thinking we never really got those variants working. I probably made a mistake here in the variants table. Yeah, this variant is most likely wrong, something like that. So what I'm simply going to do is we're just gonna make a new one, basically. So we're gonna add from pack. Yeah, what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a combination of several wolf textures and hopefully create an interesting unit. So we'll have to yeah, I think I actually need to let's see here. Yeah, to show you what I'm doing, let me add another source. Oh yeah, I have to. There. So, a window. We'll call it. What should we call it? It's like a. Let's call it Explorer. Apparently won't work. Very well, too bad for you. You won't be, let me remove that thing. Yeah, there. Sadly it doesn't, it won't allow me to open the thing, so basically I don't think you'll be able to see what I'm doing. Let me just check. Yeah, no, it doesn't. I'm like opening the I don't know what you call it. It's like the Computer Explorer menu. Apparently OBS doesn't have the capability of selecting that as a source for some reason. But basically I'm going to go into my variant definitions, and we're going to search for, we're going to go down to green skins, and we're going to need, let's see here, warboar, no, saddle, big guns, wolf, saddle set, driver, no, maybe it's up, further up, Night Goblin, Archer, Warboss, Shaman. I'm trying to find, yeah, here they are. Green, green, giant, wolf, howler, marauder, armored, and regular. So we're going to have the regular wolf, the armored wolf, the howler, and the marauder. And there they are. So we're also going to, first we're going to copy that and just add it in there, because that's going to be off our variant. And let's just go ahead and, yeah, let's just grab this. Let me fix that. Let me grab this variant. We're gonna, yeah, as you can see, it doesn't show immediately, but it if we do it like, oh yeah, oh well, open as text. Yeah, as you can see, this is the model. It's a wolf and a saddle. We're not going to use the saddle, but we're going to fix that later on. Now we're going to I have to open Notepad. So I'm going to, and I'm pretty sure that I also have, yep, there's no notepad for you. Let me just fix that. Yeah, let me extend notepad. There. Now there should be no more of that black screeny thing. Now it should fill the entire screen. And let's lock it right there. Okay, so let's grab the entire variant, copy that, and we're gonna add it in there. Now we're gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and just remove all of these, and that's because we'll have to, because we're gonna do a combination, but we don't wanna wait. Oh, that's actually, I thought that the wolf was a mix between head and body, but it isn't. It's just a single model, and that means that this will be a lot easier for us. A lot easier, in fact. Shit, that's the wrong one. Open as text. As you can see, so this is this one, the armored one, is the kind of it's the mount that goblin war bosses and goblin big bosses has, but we're just going to use this armor because the body is just the same, the regular grey wolf that they all use. And I will replace saddle. I'm going to see how it works with the armor. I mean, it might not look good, and if it doesn't look good, we'll just remove it. But for now, we're gonna use it. So now, anyways, let's go into Howlers and grab this body. I'm gonna oh, that's too bad. I didn't realize you only saw the what I was doing in Notepad. That's okay. You'll see let's go there. Let me just make sure that it's yeah, that's the Harlow one. Let us also get the Marauders. We're gonna get again, grab the code for the model, and we'll do the very same thing here. We'll just do it like that, make it a lot easier for ourselves. And as you can see, it says varied mesh model, varied mesh, varied models. This is some little modding 101 that I had to learn, but WF1, that marks the animation. So basically, it marks a skeleton. So all skeletons, all models that use the skeleton WF1 can use this animation, and I think it's quite a few. If I'm not sure, I'm guessing, but I think, for example, that the boars use WF1 as well. And we also know that the Chaos Hounds and the Undead Hounds use this animation as well. So yeah, anyways, so we're gonna organize this by adding a few tabs to make it look good. I removed all the tabs. I didn't need to, but I thought I would need to, because as I said, I thought that body and head were two separate models, and that would mean that we would have to make internalized variant meshes so that it wouldn't mix body with head, different bodies with different heads. I mean, because it would look pretty strange with a like a grey wolf with a black or brown head, and it's not very. It wouldn't be very beautiful, to say the least. But I can show you later on a few examples of these. So let's just copy it, and now we'll go ahead and minimize Notepad. And now I see that PFM is acting out, so let me fix it. That didn't fix it. One more time. Oh, I think I know what's wrong. There. No? Okay, we'll just do it the old-fashioned way. There. There. Now it's fixed. Good. Okay. Now let's go back to PFM here, and we'll just go ahead and this one. Just grab it all, and one more. Well, just remove all of it like so, and boom, there it is. No, it's not. Yeah, this is always a problem when you send a model from the one to the other. It has a tendency to act out and do this kind of crap. It doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. It just doesn't look very good. When you have complicated ones, I think I can show you one of those that I made. I think this is good. It always acts out when it's saving, especially if it's large files. Okay, let's see here. Is it Gospodar? I think it's... maybe it's the Bull Warriors. No, it's this one is pretty simple. It's not the War Wagon. Swordsman. It's probably one of the Ostlanders. Hunters or Heavy, perhaps. Yeah, this is an example. In fact, this is an example. So these are, yeah, as you can see. So this is a model. This is a heavy armor. Yeah, this is, in fact, this isn't like a soldier. This is just like the body. And then you combine it with, for example, the I think it's one of the hunters. I'm not sure. Well, I know that the road wardens use this as well. They're not going to in the end, but right now it's like a placeholder. Anyways, as you can see, here's the headset. Usually it just says head, but so all of this, that's the entire head model, and it's two different models that can be used, two different combinations. And if I didn't use internal variant meshes, so all of this is one variant mesh, but then you can, for example, as you can see, so here's the slot headset, and another variant mesh begins in here, and it consists of firstly a head, which is I think it's the state troop, but I had to mix with it to make it fit. And then there's a hood on that, and that hood is actually taken from the, as you can see, the vampire necromancer, which I fixed to, and then I added the outrider cape to that. So it's basically face with a hood and a belonging cape, and I think it looks pretty good. And then so that variant mesh ends there, and another one begins, and this one is simply just free company heads and a state troop head, and the slot ends, and then the same cape again, but the difference here is that this time, as you can see here, it just says cape, nothing more. That means that every iteration of this variant mesh will use that cape. But down here you see it says probability 0.4. It means that 40% of all of this variant of head will have a cape. The remaining 60% will not. So you can add some variation to that. The variant mesh ends here, and as you can see there's a slot marker to mean that the slot ends, and that is because the slot headset begins right here, ends there. And the rest is pretty straightforward, the torso and the legs. But anyway, so what we're going to do now is we're gonna, I saved it, so let's install it. Now let's go into Steam. Right now you're let me just minimize PFM. So we're gonna let loose. We're also gonna open up main sound, and we're gonna let loose launcher and One Metal War. And now we're gonna start it all up, and it should be working. I'm pretty sure that I have managed to get it to work. Really, the problem I think was that, yeah, so launch up. Let's see if, yep, the launch is up in the stream. Good. Basically, OBS prefers. Let's go into my mod. OBS prefers to stream through your dedicated graphics card, my NVIDIA, my GeForce, and it I'm running a laptop, and it tends to, like, because of patches, even though you dedicate your through menus and so on, you dedicate the game to be run on your dedicated graphics card. In Total War, in the game, it will say that it's still using the integrated card, but I know it doesn't, and I can see that through performance, because the performance would be shit if it ran on my internalized. But basically that means that OBS has trouble reading it. But what I did was I just ticked the use multiple graphics card selection, and yeah, then it worked. So we are good. Let's see. Game is starting up for me. It should start up for you. Yeah. It's working on the stream. Congratulations. Now we just have to wait for it to get on with it, as they say. And let's not forget that the loading times in this game are fucking redunculous. And also hope we don't have any trouble with crashes. I usually don't, but streaming can take some CPU, and then programs can act out. And it's a hassle. Oh yes. Come on. Good. Let me just make sure that it's working. Yep, it's working well. Okay, so we'll go into custom battle. Yeah, we have got Hilde, and we have this is the dog unit as you get to war beasts. Oh, it still has the stats from the I still has the stats from the wolf, from the Norskin wolf. That's why it has this magical power, frostbite. But let me add a unit. Let's add the is it woodsman? Yeah, that's they're not woodsmen. In fact, they're actually elders. I simply haven't changed some of the names. Let's add the bull warriors as well, so we can look at a few things. Yeah, that's the wolves. Let's actually let's look at the Kislevite war wagon. I'm gonna fix some of these names because I mean there's a refugee there. Cuirassier, road wardens. Yeah, let's run it. Check out some of these units. So the war wagons. It took some time. It took me about 4 hours studying basically how the system, trying to learn how chariots worked, and then finally I managed to create a human chariot using rifles. It's not perfect. It's really it's kind of a band-aid, because you need an animation that can, for it to work, for them to be able to fire one on chariot, you need them to have an animation that allows them to shoot 360 degrees. And sadly, the usual musket animation doesn't have that, and that means that I had to use another one, and I'm using the Outrider animation, and that means that when they shoot, they levitate. But I mean, it's a mod, and you can't have everything. Though I don't know, maybe in the future, maybe CA will release an animation, a stationary rifle animation that has a 360, a possibility to shoot 360 degrees. But we'll see. I mean, if not, maybe, just maybe, CA might open up their animation tables, which would be incredible, because then we could combine animation fragments and create animation sets of our own, which would be great. And then I could basically just add the 360 possibility to the musket animation. But yeah. Anyways, yeah, I'm not running on the best like computer set. I'm running on a 5-year-old laptop now. Holy shit! Yeah, I'm running on a 5-year-old laptop. It works. I mean, Warhammer works on it. I'm quite happy about it, but it takes its time. Performance isn't 100% crisp, if you know what I mean. I mean, my younger brother, we play co-op sometimes, and he runs on a quite new gaming laptop. So my laptop is like a mid-range, just regular laptop that has gaming capabilities, but he's using a dedicated gaming laptop from like 2 years ago. So he loads. I think he has Ultra. His animation set is on Ultra, and it loads in like 20 seconds. It's just boom, done. So come on, I'm waiting. Come on, almost there. Nice, good. And it just had to give us the rain.
Outriders!
So yeah, let's just pause it. Yeah. So yeah, as you can see here, here's the animation. So there's the hood in leather, and this leather is actually, it's taken from the witch hunters' coats. That's why it looks so good. And yeah, so these are the torsos that I made. Those are male sleeves with a leather harness, and of course the coat in leather. I just this, of course, as you can see, he has metal scales and a leather coat, kind of. Yeah, he has like a leather tunic or buff coat with cloth buff, and then some again a male shirt underneath. One of these, yeah, this guy, he has leather scales, and he has a coat of mail underneath with just cloth. Yeah, I'm actually quite proud of these. And the funny thing is, this scale, it's actually taken from the orcs, so I just copied it right off the orcs. But yeah, here's the yeah, these models, they're just a work in progress. There's mostly placeholders and experiments and so on. But as you can see, this is the orc chariot with horses and humans on it, with with the muskets. And here, as you can see, he's floating, and that's the animation for you. But anyways, here they are. These are going to be my elders, and they're wielding axes and swords, and the variant that I showed you was meant for them, was specifically meant for these, because the the road wardens, not way wardens, the road wardens are supposed to have, I don't know, I've read differing accounts, but it's a bit lighter, a bit more rugged, you know. And here, of course, we have the Ostlander Bull Warriors. I wanted to make these different. I wanted to have them more of a green coat, but this, I'm quite happy about this, but of course there's going to be edits. Naturally, these are Bretonnian helmets that I removed a lot of things from using the alphas, and colored them in the colors of Ostland. But here they are, the men, or rather the animals of the hour, and it looks like shit. Yeah, that looks really bad. That doesn't look good at all. I wonder. Yeah, I wanna know if it's alpha compatible, because some of these things are not very good. Probably looks better without. Makes you wonder. Maybe I must have duplicated text or something, because the howlers, or it's one of the goblin types of wolves, they have a brown fur of coat, and I must have done something wrong. But yeah, these are coming off, unless I guess they look better if you have saddles, but I don't know if hunting dogs should have saddles. We'll also try. What we'll do is we'll go into GIMP. We'll extract these textures, the armor, and we'll see if we can remove these, because I think it looks cool if you have heavy hunting dogs. But yeah, we'll see. Then again, those actually look really cool. I think the blue wolf, the blue wolf is vanilla. So we'll probably have the black one and the brown one, I think. Yeah, this doesn't look good at all. No, as I said, I mean, armored hunting dogs were used, but maybe it's a bit too much. Anyways, let's exit and let's try it all out. Yeah, so we're back here. Let's open up PFM again. Let's take a look at this bad boy. Where is he? It was... what's he called again? I think it was Mon. Okay. Hound. There. Open as text. How? Yeah, exactly. I'm an idiot. I'm a fucking idiot. Okay, let's see. The Marauders. Giant Wolf Marauders. No, come on. Oh yeah, ref. Ref is for refugees. I divide the different troop types into factions to just make the differentiation a lot simpler. And remove this thing right there, like so. You know what, let's go up again and just let's take a saddle. I want to see how it looks with a saddle on. So let's grab the saddle. I mean, we might be able to color the saddle, the texture of the saddle, giving it a kind of, you know, like it looks less like a saddle and maybe like leather padding or something like that. That's good. Yep. And go back here. Put it into place like so, and save. I just checked my stream and it's a bit laggy for some reason. I don't know why. Probably, I'm guessing that it's my, yeah, it's probably just my CPU. It can't handle the pressure. Well, if it buffers, it buffers. There's nothing more to it. Just install that and start it all over again. Let's close down PFM like so, and let's start Warhammer all over again. And yeah, let's start it up. Come on. While it's starting up, I'll have to fix something. So I'll just put on the waiting. I'll just pause the stream, so to say, but yeah, it'll all be starting up, and we'll be all good. So I'll see you in a few seconds. So I'll just let it keep running, and I'll put on the pause screen. See you in a minute or so. So, yeah, welcome back. And I'm curious. Oh no, I probably no problem. I just there was no sound, but that's probably because the game isn't there. Now there should be sound. Right, so let's take a look at these wolves. At the same time, let me show you Gotthilde von Tafelmacher, one of our legendary lords. Now I designed her with basically that thing I'll have to fix after I did some head editing. I forgot to remove to correct the alpha that would make this necklace invisible. So yeah, we'll have to fix that sometime. But I decided to my design philosophy was basically the 80s, the origins of Warhammer, where a lingerie is indeed armor, if you know what I mean. And what I use is basically, this is a vampire head with no makeup and looks less vampire-ish. I changed a lot of this to this is in fact leather instead of metal and so on, and these I made into metal plates, and I decorated her arm and shoulder using a color that I call old metal. It looks like corroded no, it doesn't look like corroded brass, it just looks like old plate, and I like it. Now I combined that, so on the legs you see I edited the alphas and removed most of the vampire legs, and except for example the yeah, you know what I'm talking about, and I did some coloring, which this I called copper plate, I think, this color, so it's not as dark as this, and it's a lot more shiny. And what I did was I took a Spellsinger and I edited the texture to I used Photoshop for that. The vampire used GIMP, but for the Spellsinger I had to use Photoshop because it uses DX10 textures instead of DXT1, which the vampire uses. But I made it into as you see, a ring bunny, and these the skull and the hammer I took from the Empire General's shield, I think it is. The scars, as you see, these scars right there on her boob, breast here, it's actually from the flagellant. And the same thing with the one on her mouth, but the one over the head here, that's actually one of Volkmar's. That's Volkmar's large scar. So I try to recycle as much as possible. And as you can see, it's a bit sexy. I can see a bit of the bum. This is actually interesting though. You see, the leg is actually too big. Like the Spellsinger leg is too big. And the problem is, it was on the Spellsinger's texture, only the leaves are alpha compatible, and it means that, for example, I couldn't, as you a foot sticks out here, and I can't do anything about it, and the legs are supposed to stick out, but I found a solution, and it basically meant I basically just painted on the backside of the armor, of the leg armor, onto the backside of the Spellsinger's legs. I mean, it's a good enough solution. It doesn't look perfect, but it looks better, and it's the best you can do. Anyways, let's look at these wolves. Yeah, I will talk about her more later. I was wrong. It seems I was wrong, but holy shit! I don't think I really need to do anything with these what do you call it, saddles, and that is because they don't look like saddles. They look like leather armor, and that's perfect. That's actually really good. We could though do without this. This we could do without, because this makes it look like a horse, or you know, or something you ride. But without this, it would look perfect. And now I also see that the brown one is the black one is the regular one, so we'll have to add the black one. But here's the issue though. The grey one doesn't look that bad with armor. It actually looks really good with armor. Okay, what we'll do now is we'll try and remove the armor and see how it looks without it, before we go into trying and editing the tusks, because I really don't like the tusks. It would do very well without the tusks. And yeah, I don't want too many units. I mean, it's not very good when you have like a faction isn't good when you have too much variety. And it needs to have a purpose. So, for example, I don't really know why. For example, it would be cool. Like, for example, if you're hunting dogs, you have like normal hunting dogs and armored hunting dogs. But why? You know, why would you use them? Unless maybe the armored hunting dogs would, for example, be anti-large, because they're like very well-trained dogs. For example, so that's one way you could differentiate them. So they're, for example, let's say they're a bit slower. They have higher mass and they are slower. So you would have to do a different. You have to make a different battle entity for them. But it would make them so you would. Yeah. Anyways, it's just me, because I really want to have armored and unarmored, because it would make them look really cool. But yeah. Oh, one more thing. I wanted to show you one more thing about Gotthilde von Taufelmacher over here. And it's hammers. I work quite a lot with them. I have a special file that I can edit very quickly. I have layers. No, it's not quite. I add a lot of layers to my GIMP file so that I can very easily change these. That's why I managed to edit them into these very specific colors that I like. So this leather again comes from the witch hunter's coat. That's why it looks like leather and not like brown texture. These are actually supposed, like when I release the mod, she is supposed to have legendary equipment, and it's these two. One is going to be a weapon, the other one is going to be a relic, because I want the player to be able to choose both, or one or the other, and not be like Karl Franz, where he can either have Galmaraz or the Reichland Runefang. But yeah, so these are supposed to have names, and this one is called I can't remember what I named them. I think it's Mercy of, it's either Cassandora's Mercy. It's probably Cassandora's Mercy. And that is because Cassandora was actually a, you know, the spell Comet of Cassandora. It's named after one of the high matriarchs of the Sisters of Sigmar. And what she did was basically, she had basically the shining. She had the shinning. She had the ability to foresee the future. And she foresaw that the twin-tailed comet that struck Mordheim would strike, and her telepathic abilities spread out to the sisters, and they heard her voice, and they knew as well that the comet was coming, and they knew that it wasn't a sign from Sigmar, but it was a catastrophe on the arrival. So they hid away in their keep, and that is in fact what that's what convinced people that they were heretics, because they weren't hurt, so they must have brought it somehow. And I tried to color. You see, it's in gold and silver blue, and that is because it's a theme, and the theme is in fact celestial magic. So I wanted to have like the colors of celestial magic, so it's golden and it's blue because of Cassandra, like the comet of Cassandra. The other one is also named after a high matriarch, and that is after the high matriarch who ruled during the events of Mordheim. So Cassandra ruled up until, and then she died close to it, and then after she died, the next one took over, and her name was Bertha Bestraufrung, I think was the name, and that is why it's kind of rugged, it's dark, and it has a better color up here, I think. Yeah, so as you can see, it's kind of, I really don't like the, yeah, this is a better angle. As you can see, it's kind of like a dark bronze copper color, and this is just dark. The box here, the metal box, is just dark black. So yeah, it's just, the point is, I just wanted them to, like, this looks rugged and warlike and kind of unorthodox and evil, and so I wanted to kind of symbolize how I see Bestraufrung. And you can't see it here, but we'll actually tell it to move, and we might be able to, if the angle will allow us. No, sadly no. Okay, I really want to be able to see it, but no, alas no. Maybe, yeah, okay. So it's not perfect, not at all. But I edited the normal, and I used it to add, like, these are skulls here, taken from the Empire State Troop shield, and the other one has like bolts sticking out, and taken from the from this axe. In fact, I took yeah, those ones, I think it is, yeah, and added them onto it. It doesn't look perfect, and one of the reasons are because it's a flat surface, and so because it's only the normal adding the protrusion and not the model, and it's a flat surface, it only looks like it protrudes directly in front, but not on the sides. So it's not, it would be better, for example, if it's round, like these, for example. It isn't perfect, but it kind of looks like the rings are protruding and so on. It looks like an uneven surface, and that is because of the normal, and because it's a round surface that allows the normal to create that illusion. But yeah, anyways, let's leave again. Oh yeah, I wanted to show you one more thing. Scheiße. Here, as you can see on the hoods, those are Empire Troop hoods, faces. So you can do all sorts of things if you are a bit inventive, a bit creative. Also, these things, of course, I'm yet to edit the alpha for the coat, which I know I have. When I made Wolfart, his model for one of my second unit, I took away, for example, this one because I didn't like this medallion. While this one I edited and added a wolf's head right there because he lives in Middenland, and their emblem is close to wolf. Anyways, let's leave, and again, let's edit. Okay, so we'll open up PFM, and now it's sad that I can't get the Explorer to work, but because perhaps you would like to see what I'm doing, but I'm gonna extract some textures. We're going to variant meshes, variant models. Not hue 1, we're going to go into, but I think, no, you can't see this, sadly. Sadly, you can't see what I'm doing. Even though I'm opening a pack browser dialog. It's strange that you can't see it even though it's part of the pack file manager. Anyways, we're going to try and find, yeah, down there, WF1, and we're going to go into greenskins, giant wolf texture. And here we have the textures. We're going to use the diffuse. We don't need the gloss. We're going to have armor diffuse, gloss, normal, and specular. And we're going to have the howler diffuse and the marauders diffuse. We might not actually need those, but too late. Right, so here they are, all those textures. We're going to put that to the side, and we're going to have to open up a dialog, which you can't see, of course, because OBS won't allow me. But I'm going to open up all my mod files, my in-house variant models that I've saved. We're going to have to create a new one. That is, oh, come on. We're going to have to create a new folder. We're going to name it after the animation. WF1 it's called. Open that up, and the next one will be called Gurn, if I'm correct. Yes, Gurn, and then the next one is called Gurn Giant Wolf. Gurn Giant Wolf, and then we get in there, and yet again we're gonna add, the next one is gonna be called Text for textures. And when we're going to go in there, we're going to create yet another one that is going to be called Vanilla, so that we can easily fix things. Let's resize that and just start saving them in here. Normal, specular, a diffuse, and a diffuse right there. All good. Let's just check the stream. That's all good. Yeah, I really have a bad stream status for some reason. Oh well, it's probably better now. We're gonna have to open the GNU, that is, we're gonna open GIMP, and we're actually gonna do some work in it, try and fix those wolf textures. Also, let's go ahead and do this. Instead of like opening the game several times and trying and seeing how it looks with the difference between the leather armor and the metal armor, let's simply add a probability of 0.5. Instead of writing it, let's just copy it. So we'll have to find the Ostlander Heavy right there, open it up, make this a bit bigger so I can see it, and we're gonna grab, let's grab from there, and then we'll hound and armor, right, boom, and let's just make it there. So it's 50-50. And then we won't have to worry, we'll just be able to see all the probabilities at the same time. That's good. And now let's again go into the stream, and we're gonna try and there, close down PFM, and we're gonna open up GIMP. Yep, and it shows perfect. It works. And now we're gonna have the armor diffuse. Yeah, that's how a texture looks. We're gonna add the rest. No, we're gonna have to open another iteration of GIMP. I hope it's okay with me using several iterations. I'll just have to check the stream. No, it's not. Okay, so you won't see me work on both of them at the same time. Oh well. You'll just have to take my word for it, I guess. That's it. I don't have to use this one, right? Because it's using the saddle. And the saddle is a different texture, most likely. Anyhow, so we'll go ahead and try that afterwards. But for now, well, or maybe is it possible that I don't know. Anyways, so we want to circle all of this, the tusks there. If we use this, we're also gonna repaint this. We're gonna make this dark, because you kind of have this crappy armor when you have heavily armored hunting dogs. So we're gonna have to add a better metal texture to it so that it looks a bit cleaner, a bit less orcish. Well, there, and we'll simply delete it like so. I think that's good enough. Yeah, they'll have to do archive, export as. We don't want to save it in the vanilla, we're going to save it in the textures right there. Now I want to know, of course that's what we're going to do. I want to know what texture the saddle uses. So we're going to go into hound, and we're going to look how where it calls the saddle from, and it's variant mesh definitions. Saddle set 1, variant mesh definitions. Variant mesh definitions. Very well, so we're going to have to go add from text, variants right there. Variant mesh definitions. We want to find something called green wolf saddle set 1. So we'll have to find G wolf set 1. There it is. Open up as text. Now we'll see where it calls from. Green wolf saddle set 1 WS model. Okay. Add from pack. So let's take a look at these models. Models. That one. Greenskins and giant wolves. So here we have the wolf, the different wolves, the armor, the howlers, the marauders. We'll probably need all of them. These are then saddles. There's 4 different saddles there, and let's just add them all as well. So there's textures, yeah, we're gonna have here, gonna add another one called vanilla. Let's just make that slightly bigger, like so. And let's just insert them. Shit, I was wrong. We don't want to. Oh, we're gonna keep the W. Let's open as text. Let's just take a look at these materials. How they want. Okay, we'll have to see what. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. Okay, that's it. Right. That's very interesting. So they don't actually have a specific rigid model for the DLC wolves. What they did was they simply took the normal wolf, and then they used a WS model and added materials with the new textures within them, and then just like plastered it on. It's quite interesting. It's an interesting technique of making a cheap model, I guess, just something very quick. But if we edit them, we'll have to make our own rigid models, and we'll just go in and we'll edit it. So yeah. Anyhow, so we're not going to use these two. We're going to delete both of those. So we have armor, and then we're going to have the different saddles. So saddle 1, saddle 2, saddle 3, and saddle 4. Now I want to know where these. I just realized you didn't see any of that because I did minimize. I didn't make GIMP invisible. I also didn't open up PFM. So you didn't see any of that. Congratulations, you didn't know what I was talking about. Anyways, now we're going to open up another program which is called the hex editor. So let me just open it, and then we're going to make it visible in the stream. So let's make PFM invisible, and there we have it, PFM. And we're simply going to add these textures into it, and then it's gonna tell us how it's we're gonna add the models into it. I mean, green, okay, yeah, green boar vortex. So that explains it. It actually uses, the wolves use the war boar textures. Let's see if we can find a call in one of the shaders. Here it's the model. The code here is describing how it's like how the animation will correspond to the model, and here we are. Green war boar text, green boar 01. Exactly. So we want the war boar textures. Right. So we'll have to find them. And this time I will not do this mistake of we're gonna open PFM. Congratulations, you can see. And add from pack, we want the DDS. I hope it's WF1, if not maybe it's ST or ST1 or SK. Green. Yeah, I was wrong. So we'll just have to. No, SP1 is spiders. SK1, Skarsnik and Gobbler. RP2, squigs. Is it Arch A1 for horses? No. HQ, HC1. I hate this. You know what? Let's make this easier for us. Add from pack. We'll just add a boar variant, and then we'll see what it says, because then the address will say which animations it uses and which skeleton it uses, I mean, and that'll help us a ton. So let's just go down here to Warboar, Big Guns base. Yeah. So there we have the base. Open up text. Let's make this bigger. Body. Oh, BO1. Okay. Add from. Like modding can be a hassle. You have to do a lot of reading up and so on to try and figure out how things work together, how they add up. So BO1. BO1. There is. Oh, well, the Razor Gore used the same one. Textures. Big Guns, Spleen Ripper, Armor. Oh, also they have armor as well. So I guess it's diffuse. Main saddle. Yeah, armor. Let's and again we'll have to make another selection of these ones. We'll have to make the make a folder for BO1. BO1. Let's just check the health of the stream, which is good, I hope. It's going to be called again Gurn for green skins. Gurn. Gurn War Boar. And then text like so. And let's just add a vanilla like so. And there. Yeah, let's just close this thing down there. Let's close down GIMP right there and just open it up again. Look at this texture. Sometimes it's just so difficult. Yeah, it's very difficult. You can have a difficult time trying to figure out what's what. Like, can you point to where the like the what's it called, like the handle that goes around the neck doesn't look like anything like that. But this is of course, yeah, this is of course the saddle. I think this is it. I think this is it. I hope it's alpha compatible. Hope it is. Hope it is. So let's zoom out and just grab this and see what happens basically. I mean, this is how you do it. You just experiment, try things, try and see if they actually work, right? Right there. And again, export. Right, let's make GIMP invisible. And now comes the fun part. Part where we start adding things in. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove Giant Wolf altogether. And then we're going to remove Warboar altogether. And then we're going to add them again. But the difference is that this time we'll add our versions of those textures that are going to be used. And because we didn't change the names, we'll not have to edit the models or anything. The game will just automatically read them from there. So WF1, that's the wrong one. We want the PO1, BO1 right there. Where we're going to use Warboar and add it in, and there it is. And we're going to delete the vanilla file right there. Add from directory, and we're going to add the wolf textures. By the way, I hope you find this, I don't know, it's probably quite a boring stream, but I thought I would stream basically. I don't know, I think it'll turn out more interesting for me to be able to show progress. So yeah, let's remove vanilla and remove vanilla. And now we'll just go ahead and save it, and all of these green things will be removed, as you saw, all the other ones. And now we only have these two. Yes. File. 1 second. I just realized something. Is it true that that's text I have wolf, howler, and murders? Yeah, we're gonna in fact go ahead and use armored as text. We're gonna grab this one as well. We're gonna use the black wolf as well. And there's the hound. Oh shit. Exactly. That was a mistake. Yeah. There. That's where we wanna insert it. Like so. Yes. Meanwhile, these we actually want to make it a bit more consistent. We want 2 more. Yep. Good. Now save it, and we'll install it. And good night for PFM, and time to start Warhammer again. Let's just make sure that the mod is selected. Yep, play. While it's loading up and so on, let me just close them both down, and you'll just see the background. Okay, so now we are back, and let's make Warhammer visible. How it works. It doesn't seem to work. Yep, now it's good. It took its time to start reading the thing. Well, let's go ahead and let's look at these wolves of ours. I actually think, as you can see, there's no neck thing, but there are others. Sadly, I can see that, as you can see, you see that the tusk here is it's black. That means that that it isn't alpha compatible. But what we see here, yeah, those are pretty cool. The dark ones, the fox-colored ones, and the dark brown ones. So such cool wolves. Wait. I just realized. Oh wow. So this thing, this is part of the armor and not the saddle. I didn't realize that. Oh well. It seems that we're stuck with it. If we're going to use the armor, we're stuck with this leather strap that goes to the head. But it doesn't look that bad, I guess. It's not that bad. But next step for these wolves will be to, you know, we might, for example, what we're going to do is, for example, we're going to edit the tusks. We're going to keep the tusks, but we're probably going to give them a wood texture as well. That it looks like it has kind of like, you know, wood pieces of wood around it instead of tusks. I think it will probably look better. And we will change, we'll go into the leather, and we might change some of them into chainmail to make it look a bit more armored. And we'll also go into coloring, retexturing this plate, making it look cleaner, not as crappy, you know, like that. But basically, when we have done that, I think that it'll look a lot more heavier. And of course, before that, we'll also have to name them, because they currently have no name and no description. And we're going to have to make a second unit. So this one will have to be Hounds 01, no, is it Hounds 0, and the next one will be Hounds 1. So we'll have armored and unarmored. And here's also an important thing. When they do not have the armor, these things look like saddles. So it simply won't do. And that means that we will need to give them, they can't have saddles. But it saddens me if, in case, okay, this is what we'll do as well. We will go into, no, we can't. No. I thought that maybe we could remove the padding here, but then it'll be nothing. Even if it's alpha compatible, I think that it'll just be naked. There's nothing beneath it, and it will look kind of shit. So yeah, the thing is, the saddle makes it looks like it doesn't look feral. It looks like it's it's domesticated. So that's a point. I want it to look domesticated, but it can't if it doesn't wear anything. Oh well, we'll think about it. We might. we might do something with it. You know, maybe could, for example, make it into a wooden plate or something like that. Could maybe you have a wooden plate on to make it a bit more controllable or something like that. Oh, yeah. Let's close down the game. Okay, so let's open up PFM, and what we'll do is, before we turn off the stream, let's go into text here, open the database. We'll also need this table. We're going to go to the very bottom and we're going to copy this. We're not going to change, edit the name it hound01. That is because if I did, the variant name is also the key, and then I would have to change all the other keys in all the other tables, and that's a hassle. So that'll have to be its own thing. But it's not an entire stream about it. That would just be silly. These tables, you actually have to clone them, or the game won't read them. It's fun like that. But all the other tables you can't clone, because then the game can't read them. It's a bit silly like that. I have to. Come on, do as I want. I must have copied the wrong one. There. Good. And we'll call it hunting dogs, wolfhound, Ostlanden. Let's just call it, I know, Ostlander wolf hounds. I wonder if there are any like wolfhounds in the Empire lore-wise. If not, we'll just make it up. We'll call them unarmed, like so. I just realized I didn't want to save it yet.